think of that. But I must acknowledge, the Florida governor's mansion is located in Tallahassee. My kids were 2 and 9 months, and the third one wasn't even born when we moved there. And now they're all in elementary school, and they haven't been quite as willing to entertain the Gators as an option at this point in their lives. And it's not through prodding from the parents. We actually have tried to bring them. In fact, I made the trip to Ole Miss to root on the Gators on Saturday night. I offered to take all 3 of the kids, and I didn't have any takers from that. So you got a little more work to do when it comes to the kids. So we'll work on that going forward. But this is a really important landmark. When we went about establishing the Hamilton School, and we've done it in other institutions, I think, also effectively, but I don't think anyone has been as effective as what's been done at Hamilton. We saw what I think a lot of people have now seen over the years, some of the missteps of modern academia, turning your back on the core pillars of Western civilization, the foundational principles that made the United States what it's been. And it's almost as if the core classical learning and studying citizenship and studying the foundations in many places just become a lost art. So we knew that there was a desire for this. We knew that it was important to be able to do. And I was very excited to support all of these efforts. But I will tell you, if I look at some of the faculty that have been recruited here, I look at all that's happened in a relatively short period of time, it's definitely exceeded my expectations of what I thought was possible. The Hamilton School here at the University of Florida is the premier place for the study of Western civilization and the foundations of the United States of America. I have no doubt about that. And I know we sent some of these folks on a pilgrimage to meet Robbie George up at Princeton many years ago to learn what they were doing here. And it's just been so impressive to be able to see all that's been done. I do want to thank Maury Husseini, the chairman of the board, as well as other trustees at the University of Florida. We got a great people that are on that board. And, you point people to boards, and sometimes people want to be on a board to just say, hey, I'm on a board, whatever, and then not do anything. These guys are putting in so much time and so much effort, and they've got a lot of other irons in the fire in their lives. They're not getting, obviously, compensated for it, and have really, really worked hard to make this vision a reality and even more greater heights going forward. I don't think you would be in a situation where the University of Florida is being ranked by City Journal the #1 university in the entire country without really strong leadership and that type of effort. So thank you for all that you've done, and thank to everyone else on the board for that. I also want to thank Dr. Landry for taking the reins here. You see him talk for just a few minutes. This guy's the real deal. He is incredibly accomplished, tremendous doctor, tremendous scholar, and obviously he's hit the ground running here, and I think he's done a great job. And as the University of Florida continues to reach new heights, you got a great guy at the helm who's able to lead this effort. So welcome aboard again. I'm glad you like the Sunshine State. You're not the only person that's moved from New York to Florida in recent years, but you're a big-time value add. I do want to also thank Ken Griffin for the generous donation. Ken moved his company. Now, Ken was from Florida, so he has ties. He moved his company here less than 5 years ago, I think, and he may already be the #1 philanthropist in the history of Florida, but he's certainly at the top in just a few short years. And so his support from here is very generous. But as Maury said, that's just a down payment. We're going to go back and hopefully you guys ask him for more, because he's done so much across so many different things, and it's been really exciting to see. I also want to congratulate Justice Charles Kennedy for being named the next leader of the Hamilton Center. And I think he's just like a home run choice. First of all, he's got a tremendous academic pedigree. having graduated from Yale Law School. He's also been the intellectual leader on the Florida Supreme Court for almost 20 years, including when it was a lonely voice on the Florida Supreme Court back in those early years. But he also has great experience as a state representative, as a U.S. congressman. He served high up in the executive branch in Florida. And so what we're doing at Hamilton, we don't want this to just be esoteric debates, right? Just sit here and it's kind of pie in the sky, just, nothing but theorizing. What we're trying to do is build an intellectual foundation in the students so when they then go out, they can become leaders and be great citizens of this republic. And I think Justice Kennedy brings that experience because he would not have been able to excel in all those different aspects of public service unless he had that strong intellectual foundation and unless he understood how do you apply these timeless principles to the issues of the day. And so congratulations. Thank you for your great service to the state of Florida. And, this wasn't the reason why he got it, or probably not even a factor. But I do think it's great that his wife will be Speaker of the House soon. So I think hopefully we can assume that we're going to get great support for Hamilton out of the Florida legislature. So thank you, Representative Kennedy, for being supportive of this. So this is a great day. I really look forward to being able to do this. We have the top public university system in the country. We have the cheapest for tuition. We have not raised tuition since I've been governor. It's $6,300 for our Florida residents. You can't beat that anywhere else. There's some people in this audience that would wish we would charge a little bit more maybe, but we're not doing it. We're going to keep going on because I do think it's important that young people have an opportunity to get a great education without having a $100,000 millstone around their neck in the form of all this student debt. That has not served students well over the last generation. And I think what we're showing in Florida is it can be done where you have really high quality at a price that's affordable. And get this, we have programs like Bright Futures. If you're good enough to get in the University of Florida, you're probably good enough to get the Bright Futures, and you get your tuition paid for, or you get 75% paid for. And then we also have something called the Florida Prepaid Scholarship Program. So families can pay a little bit as their kids grow up, and then they have an opportunity to go anywhere in the state tuition-free that they can get into. And get this, because we've held the line on tuition, twice since I've been governor, we have rebated money from the Florida prepaid to prepaid families because they paid under the assumption, which was a reasonable assumption, that there would be some inflation in the cost of tuition. We haven't done that. They got their money back. If you were in some of these other states, they would not have sent you your money back. I can guarantee you that. So this is a great model, what the University of Florida is doing, what the state university system is doing. But right here at Hamilton, I'm really proud of the progress. I mean, I read some of the bios of some of these faculty members. Really, really incredible. I mean, if you want to study, the history, the classics, all those other things, this is where you want to be. And we've shown the commitment by working with the legislature, and you're going to continue to have my support as we move forward in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead. So God bless everybody that's been a part of this. I look forward to breaking ground. And I'm going to bring my kids to the Florida State game. So if any of you Gator fans have any magic potion to maybe get them to take a little bit different tact in their in-state rivalry, I will make sure that they listen to you. Thank you.
Governor DeSantis, President Landry, Mr. Hussaini, and members of the University of Florida Board of Trustees, Justice Kennedy and Representative Kennedy, and distinguished guests and colleagues of the Hamilton School and the University of Florida. In 1790, when the leaders of the Jewish synagogue in Newport, Rhode Island, grew anxious about their future under the